Like, we had to pass the bin area before we got to my flat. That was a red flag. So it's very, very important you always go for a house viewing yourself. I mean, they tax us a lot in the country, so why should you settle for an energy company that is taxing you ridiculously? Nah, babes, you're not going to be doing that. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jessica Omo, and today's topic, we're going to be talking about house hunting in the UK. In this video, I'm going to be dropping information that you've probably not seen on the internet in regards to house hunting. I'm talking about people that are looking to rent a property and not to buy a property. So if you're trying to buy a property, this video is not for you, because I'm talking about people trying to rent. The first thing is that you're going to look for your house. So you could actually look for an apartment, a house. So either ways, what you're looking for, you're going to search on the internet. There are different platforms that you can find apartments or houses. So we have Zoopla, we have Right to Move. So then you select a house that you like and is based on your budget. Then you go for a house viewing. I recommend you go for your house viewing yourself. It's very important. Like me, for instance, I remember going for a house viewing, and when we were about to enter into my flat, the first thing I could see was the bin. Like, we had to pass the bin area before we got to my flat. That was a red flag for me, not even, I just zeroed my mind from that apartment. So it's very, very important you always go for a house viewing yourself, or even if you're not going yourself, send someone that is reliable and, will tell you all the details. The another thing to know about housing in the UK is energy rating. So this simply means how much energy a house requires, and it is graded from A to G. So A being, this house literally needs little energy to stay warm. I think in the UK they stopped using F to G. So the UK uses from A to E. So for instance, my house is an energy rating B, which is good. And yeah, don't worry, I'm going to give you more details in regards to energy and other information. So it's advisable you find out this information about your property. If not, depending on your budget, because we're working on budgets. I mean, if you're in the UK, you need to, work based on your pockets. If not, you will suffer. The next thing I'll be talking about will be find out about your council band. So your council band, so there's, I think, band A to H, A being the cheapest. So the council band is based on the pricing of that building. So they're going to charge you on your council. They're going to charge you your council tax based on the building that you're living in. So depending on the value of your building, that will depend on your council tax. So it is advisable you find out the council band of your property and do your in-depth research about council bands. So there is band A to H, H being the most expensive. So you see all those new buildings that, I'm talking about really, really new buildings that they just literally finished building. Trust me, baby girl, your council band might be high, but I'm not saying it's going to be H. I'm not certain what rank it's going to be, but it still depends, because for a flat, I don't believe your council tax will be as high compared to someone living in a house, but you're going to regardlessly see your council band on the property, or rather when you're viewing it on Zoopla, Right to Move. If you don't see those information there, please talk to your letting agency, the letting agency that is advertising that property to you, because it's advisable you know about that. And I can't tell you the exact pricing. The pricing depends on where you're staying in the UK. If you're staying in Birmingham, I'm sure it's different from council tax in London and every other part of the UK. So, like I said, very easy information. A being the cheapest and H being the most expensive. I also advise you check out the broadband providers in your area if you're looking for a house, because there are some broadband providers that are not available in some certain locations. Example, if your building is quite new, you're going to find it difficult to have good broadband providers, and network issues. All of this comes to play if you're most likely going to live in a new property. So it's advisable you do your research. All of this information you can find on the internet. Okay, I'm going to actually drop a link in the description box that will be able to direct you to see, based on your address or the address of the property, for the broadband providers available. If you're looking for a cheap broadband provider, they might not be available in that address, most likely because the area is new or whatever. And I honestly believe you should do a price comparison when it comes to broadband, because, and know their perks. And I'll add that when I get to that point. Then in terms of application, so let's say you go for a house viewing, you send in your application, they'll ask you for what you're earning, what you're doing, and all of that, ask you for information about your guarantor as well. So most times, this letting agency wants you to be earning 40 times the rent. So 40 times the rent will simply mean 40. Maybe let's say your rent is £900 per month. So they want you to earn 40 times of £900. Do you understand? But most times they always go for most high-paying applicants, and sometimes they even go for, because they'll do DP. They actually go for high-paying applicants most times, and I think there are different reasons why they go for some certain applicants, to be honest. But when they have now agreed to proceed with your application, then that's when they'll now do the reference checking, DPS checking, and all those checks. That is the part that's stressful. So I advise that if you have a guarantor, you have to use a guarantor. Just be patient with your guarantor and let your guarantor know everything that's happening from A to Z, because it can be really stressful. So you can change your energy supplier. And just to let you know, for the record, some people actually do not know that they are to pay their electricity and gas bill in the UK. Especially foreigners coming from abroad, coming to the UK. They do not know that you're to pay your energy bills. So all you need to do is know, first of all, is that when you're moving into a property that is not a student accommodation, or you are fully aware that is a bills inclusive accommodation, then no. So basically, it will state on your contract. That's why you have to look at your tenancy agreement. Read it. Read your tenancy agreement. It will let you know that. So your tenancy agreement will let you know if the property is bills inclusive or it is not bills inclusive. So if your property is bills inclusive, then you don't need to bother about paying bills and all of that. But if it's not bills inclusive, then you need to find out who your energy supplier is. And the first day of you moving into that property, make sure you have a look at your meter. I'm going to drop an example of what your meter looks like. There are different types of meters. There is a standard meter, which is this. Most likely looks like this. And standard meters are found mostly in houses. I don't think they are apartments that have standard meters in them. I'm not so certain. They might actually have standard meters in apartments, but I do know that apartments have smart meters, and this is what smart meters look like. And regardless of it being a smart meter, guys, these 2 meters, the first day your contract starts on your tenancy agreement, okay, make sure you take pictures of these meters. That's to get the meter readings, okay, so that these energy companies don't estimate your bill and you pay ridiculous amounts for your energy bills, which is not good. I want my baby girls and my baby boys saving their money. So yes, guys, when you first move into a property, make sure you take pictures of your meters, which is like I've given you an example of what they look like. Yeah. And I would not advise anyone to go for a property that the energy rating is D and below, because it's going to be expensive for you to manage that property. But like I said, it depends on your budget. If you're a big boy, you're a big girl, and you can handle your energy bills, that's no problem. Yes, because those properties, you need more energy. The property will require more energy to keep the property warm. Okay? So speak to your council in your area. So if you're in Coventry, speak to your council in Coventry to understand your tax bill, which is your council tax bill. And it's advisable you spread your council tax across 12 calendar months. Make sure the cost is spread instrumentally across 12 calendar months. Why? Because most likely your tenancy start is for a year, okay? And let's say your tenancy started in January, and because the council tax pricing is from April to March the following year, so obviously the council tax changes in every year, so you need to spread the cost so you're not going to pay excess amount. Don't worry, speak to your council tax. If you've moved in January, they will calculate the 3 months you've spent before the council tax pricing changes. So yes, guys, speak to your council to understand your council bill and you're paying the right amount. Water, you pay for your water bill in the UK. People don't know this. I know some people watching this video might be like, oh, I know about this. I know. I'm telling you that there are actually people that don't know that they pay their water bill, that they pay their electricity bill, that they don't. Some people probably don't even know about council tax. Some people actually do not know. So if you're coming to the UK for the first time, I would advise that you actually watch this video. If you're planning on coming, or you're moving from a student accommodation to your own first apartment that you're going to be paying your bills and handling everything by yourself, this video is for you. So yeah, take pictures of your water meter as well. It looks like this as well. It looks more like a gas, I don't know, but it looks like this. Finally, speak to your landlord if any issue arises in the property. Make sure you talk to your landlord. So the letting agency is the one who binds the agreement with you and your landlord. And after they've done that for you, their job is already done. They've done the referencing check. That's what they do. They do the referencing checking, advertise the landlord's property. Then when you've moved into the property, it's now you and the landlord that will have to handle business going forward. So if you have any issues in your property, speak to your landlord. If you don't know where the meters are, speak to your landlord. Okay? And don't forget, like I said, you can change your energy supplier. You can change your energy supplier because there are actually some energy suppliers that will be charging you ridiculous amounts. They're taking VAT. I was surprised when I found out some energy companies take VAT. Like VAT is literally meant to be included to your energy bills. VAT simply stands for value added tax. I mean, they tax us a lot in the country, so why should you settle for an energy company that is taxing you ridiculously? Nah, babes, you're not going to be doing that. So that's all for today, guys. I have said enough about this, and I hope this video helps someone. And if you know someone coming to UK, you know about this information, share my video with the person so you help the person as well. So that'll be all for today, guys. Still have a lovely day. Bye bye.